Welcome back to another final table commentary. We got a 2K no limit Omaha high-low variety, the silliest of the 4 card games. What's going on here? Darth Vader with a huge stack, starting things off with a raise with the Queen 6-3 deuce with some low stuff, and then that raggedy Queen looks like bullshit, but you got 137 big blinds. Darth Vader's gonna get the real chance to play here today. Kiski, believe I've seen you before with the ace deuce, the super nutted hand in this silly game. A suited ace is also fun to have, so Nilsif comes along. Darth Vader as well with the suited ace, but they'll just let it go in the big blind, getting a fair price. Queen 7, Queen 6-4 flop. Words are difficult. What the hell is going on here? About a half pot size bet from Kiski. He's got the nut low draw. Nilsif with top pair in the straight draw. With a low draw, just jams on the flop. Because that's what we do in this silly card game. Pad says good luck, looking for his second title. Just got the win in the PLO, the pot limit variety of this silly game. In second last place has quite the battle ahead of himself. As we see Xanos with the nut flush. Does he have a low? He's got a low. Not the best low, but still has a great low. Fawn bet finds the fold. Cartoon Ace King Queen 5. We'll just rip it on in. This is a KO tournament. Don't think we've got some holdings to go bounty hunting except for Darth Vader. With 100 and however many big blinds says let's go bounty hunting. Makes a low. Does the low hold? Nope. Cartoon with a better low. Boop 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 boo. I'm surprised to see Darth Vader go bounty hunting there, but $31 on Cartoon's head for under 20 big blinds. Maybe that's just worth it to get it in there. As everybody has the ace-3 low draw here, that's kind of cool. Boop-a-da-doo. So what is the nut low draw? We should see everybody come along. 9-7 with 3 to a straight in the backdoor flush draw. 8 on the turn. Something tells me Darth Vader's gonna win this pot just by betting. But he checks on the turn, so I'm completely wrong. Unless we fire away on the Queen River. Do it, Darth Vader. There you go. Xanos can't call. Kiski can't call. So Darth Vader does get the job done on the river. Just seems like a spot where the big stack will stab and get it through. Picked a very small sizing too, so that's kind of cool to see. Fawn bet with ace-4 low draw and the wheel draw to the 3. Backdoor nut flush draw comes along, makes the low. Only losing to ace-3. 5 on the river will give him the best of it, except, just kidding. Nilsif has the flush. Nilsif says, if you want half the pot, come and get it, my friend. Fawn bet with 3 of a kind. Blocking boats with the low. We'll just find the fold. Nicely done by Nilsif to use that big stack to buy the pot there. Ace-4 low with a suit in the big will come along. Darth Vader with top pair will check it back, making top and bottom on the turn. Ace-4 low draw for Nilsif. We'll just fold on the turn bet, or fold to the turn bet. Xanos with an ace deuce with a suit to the ace. We see a lot of jams with that hand, but Xanos plays call. We will see the ace king 8-3 rip in for Nilsif. I don't know if Xanos wants to call this off or not. That's a huge jam, over 100 big blind rip. 130 big blinds. Alrighty, Roo. What a silly game we're playing. What a silly game. Like, I wonder, does Nilsif just price Darth Vader out of the pot with just about everything? Ace, ace, deuce 3, double suited. I think would. Does it still get it in? Doesn't that just feel terrible to call it off for 130 bigs? Even though it's like the nut hand in the silly game. As we get this in here with a low draw facing top pair. The kings hold up and there is no low. So cartoon is our first knockout. Out in 7th place. Fawn you bet. With the AC Deucey, he comes along. Makes a pair of 4s. Is that good? No, he gets 3/4. Oh, that's a pair of shame. Or that's a shame, my bad. We chop the pot for the high hand. And then Darth Vader wins with a low. So he gets 3/4 of the pot, up to 150 bigs. Putting the pressure on a pair of aces here, and he gets it through. Do-ka-do-do. Do-ka-do-do-do. Darth Vader continues with the big stack. Queen 8, 4 deuce. AC Deucey comes along in the small for Kiski. Jack Jack 8-7 double suited in the big for fawn bet. Darth Vader with a stupid low makes the 8 deuce. Kiski with the nut low 8 ace deuce. A bet should just get on through, so he'll get the whole darn thing. 6-3 deuce deuce. Vader's right back in there. Nilsif with something interesting in the big blind, but the king 10-4 flop was not what we were looking for. Vader checks it back. The deuces are no good. Looks like Darth Vader's pot though. Bet on the turn. We'll take it down. Xanos with ace king 7-4 with a suit. We'll raise it on up. Queen 6-6 with hearts coming along to the flop. Ace 3. That's 3 of a kind for Xanos. Second nut flush draw will just fold considering the boat potential for Xanos. Do. King 6-7-4. We'll stick in a big old raise here and get it on through. Darth Vader's done a great job of just using that big stack, and even here 42 big blinds effective. We'll just rip it in. King Queen 4-4 double suited, and the AC Deucey has to fold. Wowie wee wah. Pretty rude by Vader. Kind of living up to the name. Pair of aces with a pretty damn good low for Nilsif. Kiski with the nut low with the redraw to the 5. A 7 would also be cool. Club is not what we were looking for. Doop-a-doo-doo. Nilsif locks up the main pot, the top pot, the high hand. No help for Nilsif for the low, so 4 deuce is still good. Boop-a-doo-boop-boop-a-doop-a-doo. Chop pot. 4 deuce calls for half of it. Could get 3/4, but still feel the need to call down there with 4 deuce, even with no made hand. King Jack Jack, that looks like fun, and he's gonna get it in here, sweating the ace. Ooh, even turning a boat. No lows or nothing going on there for fawn bet. Boop-a-da-boo. Ace Jack 10-4 for Xanos. Min raise under the gun. And a jam from the Jack 9-3-5. What the hell? Darth Vader just says, well, you're not allowed to play hands. It's quite, let's find a good word. So, I don't want to use the same words. We're looking for a new word. What's the play? It's quite aggressive. Nope, that word's been said too many times. King, Queen, deuce, going for a 3-bet. Nilsif with the big stack, ace, 9-3. Jams. I am just surprised to see an all-in. I think that's how this game is played. But like Darth Vader's gonna fold the kings. I suppose you just run it versus their aces if they have it. Oh, what a silly game. Not surprised to see Darth Vader 3-bet, but the all-in sizing. It's like we don't want a 4-bet to give him a price to come along, apparently. Not too sure why, but top and bottom pair for Kiski will just fold on the flop there. Kiski is kind of just hung on out. Seen a few flops here and there. Has aces double suited on the button. We'll just open rip. Interesting. For 90 big blinds. Somebody tell me what the hell's going on. Somebody, like... Okay, Kiski in third place. What the hell? Why do we open rip instead of going... Like, I have like a 3x raise size. You know, if we're just going to tighten the heck up, let's go for a big size pre-flop. Xanos is thinking things through with the ace king jack 3. Would have Darth Vader dominated. He is going to stick it in. A 5. What the heck's going on? A king, that's a good... Is there anything for Vader? Nope. Pair of 5s is no good for Vader. Xanos up to 60 bigs. Vader says, I still have 100 big blinds. Still going to keep the pressure up on Kiski over there. So unfortunately pads down to 10 blinds. We'll stick in the queen 7-3 do or 3-4. Some sort of low, some sort of high with the double suitedness. King 10-8 deuce coming along, flopping a full house. That's pads his life. He's out of here in 5th. No double scoop title for him this series. At least not yet. Boo-ba-da-boo. Darth Vader with a weird straight draw to a jack is 7. Does he have any more outs? Backdoor hearts. Still the same straight outs on the turn. 6 on the river. 3s hold up? Are you serious? No low. Xanos. What the hell? He's got a pair of 4s. My bad. 3s do not hold up. Don't know how I missed the 4 there, but I did. So now we're four-handed and the stack dynamic, I don't know what to say about it. We got 3 big stacks, Nilsif with the slight advantage over Vader, but Vader with aces here just rips it in with the deucey. Ace king 6-5 for Nilsif. $7,000 bounty on his head, on Vader's head that is. Nilsif calls. Uh-oh, clubs. Is there a low? Nope. Nilsif just loses a huge 230 big blind pot. And now Vader's just ripping. Oh, Lord, this game is so silly. This is such a ridiculous game. Can't blame Nilsif going for the bounty there. Vader's been nice and aggressive. So I'd imagine he would find hands other than aces. Although he used the 3-bet sizing non-all-in with kings and just folded to the 4-bet. So it's interesting size change on up there. Spade draw for Xanos and the open-ended straight draw to boot. Kiski with a 3 deuce low draw, that is. Sticks in the raise even. What the fuck? Xanos folds. Pair of 9s? What the fuck? Did he have 2 pair? Ace 4-4 deuce for Kiski. Ripping it in. I'm not too sure what's going on here. We will not play post flop. Ace king 10-8 with a suit. Xanos tries again. Ace queen 9-8 in the big just lets it go. So 230 bigs for Vader. That's some funny stuff. Ace 5-5-4. Just rips it in. And ace king 7-4 quickly calls. Low draw 7. That'll do. Even gets 3/4 with a straight there for Vader. And then the same low for Nilsif. So Nilsif down to 18 bigs after having 150 at one point when we were four-handed. That's an interesting change of events. Invader's going to get in the king 7-4-3. This is going to be difficult to call. Straight draw to a 6 maybe? Doesn't hit for Vader. Aces hold. Jack 8-5-3 double suited for Xanos. Already Rue faces a rip from Nilsif. Isn't going to go bounty hunting this time. AC Deucey. Xanos under the gun. In the cutoff, four-handed. Vader might just rip the ace jack queen 6 double suit, and we're gonna get this in. Low card would be good. No, not a 3. We needed a low card to see a chop pot there. Xanos out in 4th. Vader finally gets the bounty. We're gonna see what the heck's gonna happen here. Ace jack jack deuce facing. Oh no, queens, or sorry, aces. We're trading some outs here. Nope. No queen. No queen for Nilsif. Vader, 130, or sorry, what the hell's wrong with me? 315 blinds. Ooh, a straight for Kiski. Flush draw for Vader. One big blind on the turn to go, and Vader folds. So now we're playing limp pots heads up. Flush draw for Kiski with a pair of 5s. Who even knows if you want to come along? 2 pair for Vader. Straight draw to a 9 or an ace as well. Bet on the turn, gets on through. Kiski double suited 9-9-7-5. Looks to be, what is that, a 3x? King jack jack 9 comes along. Ace high board, looks like Kiski's board. Takes it there with the 5 blocker and a straight draw to an 8 with the backdoor flush draw. Maybe even 2 of them. 3x from the queens will just get through. It is interesting to see what size do we go. Okay, 3x from Kiski. Jacks call from Vader. Middle set, we'll check it back on the 3 flush board. 6 on the river, giving Vader 2 pair, blocking the flush. Who knows if he's going to do anything about it. 9-10 makes a straight. It just goes check check, and Kiski takes the pot. King 6 deuce deuce on the button. Kiski says 2.2x. Alright, we're switching up the sizing. 10-7-3. 6 comes along. Flopping the straight. Kiski blocks the straight and the flush with the deuce of hearts. And the 6 of clubs obviously blocks the straight. Kiski bombs away. He does have the 6 deuce low, which beats the 6-3 low. Vader just folds on the turn with the board pairing. Oh, interesting. Kings for Vader, no action. Kings for Kiski. 108. I can't even do the math. I don't know what that is. Is that like 2.4x or something? Interesting changing up of the sizes. Straight draw coming along with the backdoor flush draw. Straight draw just gets a little bit longer. Any 4 or 9. Is he priced out of the pot? We're gonna find out soon. He does have the 6-8 low. But Vader says, no, we're just gonna move along. Has the nutted AC deucey low. No action though. Jacks for Kiski with a suit with the 3-2 low draw. No action though. Queen 8-4-3, raising it up, and a fold from the big blind. Ace 10-10-10, ooh, Ace 10-10-3 with a suit for Kiski. Jack, Jack 9-5 deuce comes along. Top set for Kiski will go for 3 big blinds. Straight draw comes along. Deuce of spades on the turn, completing the flush. Ace 3 makes a low as well. 2-5 is 2 pair. We'll just find the fold on the turn. King 10-3 with a queen as well. Raising it up. Kiski with a 5-3 deuce 10. Do. What are we doing here? Kiski thinking things through. Might get spicy with his backdoor draws. Nope, not this time. King Queen 10-9 versus aces with a deuce. That's fun. Big sizing again from Kiski. 3-bet from Vader. Kiski just folds. Alrighty then. We move along. 7-5-5 deuce. Flopping the straight draw, the low draw. Ace Queen King 9. With nothing going on. Fires away. Kiski jams. Alright. And a quick fold from Vader. Again, interesting sizing. Maybe that's just how this game is played, though. It just seems wrong. It just seems, even though everybody does it, it just seems like we should be finding 3-bets and 4-bets that aren't all in. But then, obviously what we're learning is, in this silly game, some of these hands just prefer jamming, such as the 7-6-4-3 pre-flop. Oof. Doesn't that just look wrong in some way? Anyways, 9-9 deuce deuce. Looking to flop a set. Not today. And it doesn't even want to flop the 9 or turn the 9. Do. Just gonna fold on the king high board. A pair of 10s is good for Kiski. Ace Jack 10-6 double suited. We'll jam here, and the 5-4-3 deuce with the suit, thinking it over. Really wanted to just go to a flop there. Jack 9-4-5. Raising the button, and a jam from Vader. Yikes, like why? You just want to clean up the equity, but then you win like 2 big blinds. So if I'm to try to reason it out in real time, it seems to me the reason why you jam is equities probably run super close in this game. So if you're the one to go all in and you price your opponent out of calling off in a fair equity situation for them, such as we've seen overbets on the river from, I believe, who was that? Shit, I can't remember. One of the players, though, was overbetting using that big stack. Who was sitting right here? Right there. Somebody is sitting there. Anyways. Vader with an AC deucey. Okay, so yeah, you jam because you're just going to price your opponent out of the pot. You're going to clean up all your equity and deny your opponent their equity. So that's why you do it. And I suppose it makes sense that there's very few call-offs because these jams are like 100 big blinds. You gotta call off, and like you've put like two chips in the middle, and then you gotta call 100 more. It's such a crazy bet. As we see, queens just jam here. Jack 10-3 deuce for Kiski says, I cannot take a stand just quite yet. 104 bigs for him. So I do suppose it will just be one of those coolers where we see some sort of 6-5-4-3 get it in versus aces with the deuce and a suit pre-flop. Vader with no straight draw, no flush draw, no backdoor flush draw. could turn plenty of outs. The 9 is pretty dirty because the 8 is a bad, shitty river. Although a pair of 3s will give him the best hand. Kiski with a low will get 1/4 back with the bluff, unfortunately. Where's our cooler poker stars? Hurry it on up. 9-5-8-3 double suited. Kiski goes 3x. Vader, Queen 9-9-8. Jack 7-3 flop. Kiski with a gut shot to the 10. As well as 6 to go with a pair of 5s and 3s now. Diamond draw for Vader. With a straight draw to a 6 or 10. Jack on the river. Counterfeits the bottom 2 pair. So 9s are good here. Oh, let's see Kiski bluff. Does he have a low? No. Bluff. No, he finds a fold. Aces for Kiski. Does he just jam? Facing the 3x. Nope. Non-all-in sizing. Jack 8-3-5 comes along. Straight draw to a 10. Overbet all in from Kiski. Does have the 3-5 low draw. Comes along. Jack on the turn. 6 will do. That's a straight and the low. What a freaking interesting game. Holy shit. Calls a 2x overbet. This is our cooler. Okay. With a 3-5 low. Dang. Like a 2.5x overbet from the aces. Just trying to clean up the equity. Vader says, well, I'm actually just going to go bounty hunting and try to end this tournament here. If he if he loses, we're pretty well tied up 180 bigs to just a little bit less than that. So it's a very important pot, right? Because Vader's only got this one chance to really clean things up in a spot where it looks favorable for them. Interesting final table. I gotta say, this NLO8 is so different from PLO. Vader really put a whole lot of pressure on just about everybody. Showed us what to do with that big stack. Interesting final table. Did eventually get the W after scooping a few bounties too. So I mean, it was fun to see Vader get the W, even if I wanted to see Pads get 2 scoop titles in the same series. Might be a few more tournaments with Pads, so maybe we'll see it happen. Anyways, so we made it to the end of another video. If you made it through, thank you for stopping by. If you don't give a shit about the commentary, just go watch these freaking videos on BCP Poker Replays channel, and then you'll get to learn from all the pros, or just the high rollers. Anyways, adios. See ya next time, maybe. Bye bye.